The more I see, the more I realize just how special Antigua Guatemala is. I have been completely captivated with this beautiful UNESCO site, so I'm going to show you around. And as usual, I will be completely price transparent so you know how much a trip to Antigua might cost you. I'm starting this morning at the Mercado, or the Central Markets, and it is chaotic here. It's mostly for locals who are trading fruit and vegetables, meat and fish, but there's also a lot of clothes shops here and jewelry shops and shoe shops and little bits of knickknacks. And if you go to the north end, or the north end, I don't know, I'm so lost, you'll come to a lot of little cafes and restaurants for breakfast. That's if I can ever find my way out of this maze. This place is huge. Longanisa, which I thought was a Filipino dish, but it was also hectic and they kind of rushed me in and sat me down, and it was the only thing I recognized on the menu, so that's what I got. So it's nothing like the Filipino longanisa. This one is spicy, and the longanisa in the Philippines is very, very sweet, but this isn't. It's got a lovely mix of herbs. Whew. But it's spicy. Whereas the Central Market is more authentic Antigua, across the way is the artisan market, which is aimed more so towards the tourists. So here you'll find things like textiles, art and souvenirs. The Central Market sold so much more than I first thought. So it sells a lot of techie gear like headphones and speakers, a lot of beautiful piñatas, flowers, rip-off like Adidas and Nike gear. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it, and it's only a short 10-15 minute walk back into the city because it's near the bus station on the outskirts of Antigua. Let me just cross this road without getting hit by a car or breaking my ankles, because the cobblestone streets here are some of the most uneven I have ever seen in my life. The most iconic landmark in Antigua is the Santa Catalina Arch. It was first built in 1694 to help the nuns cross over the street from the convent on one side to the school on the other side where they taught. And now at first I thought, well, that's a bit extravagant. Why don't they just cross the road like everyone else? Why do they need their own little secret passage archway? But then I found out that nuns back then had to avoid all contact with the outside world. So they came up with this, and what a beautiful solution. If you're still keen to do a bit more shopping, Nimpot Market is located right next door to Santa Catalina Arch. Everything here is priced, so there's no need to haggle. I've come to Iglesias de la Merced, and what is unique about this church is that the bell towers are actually built lower than the norm to withstand the frequent tremors, and I absolutely love how bright and yellow it is here. I've never seen a church like it. The other night I woke up at 1 a.m. to a 6.2 magnitude earthquake. It was terrifying. Everything was violently shaking, and then it kind of slowed down to a low rumble, and then it just picked back up again, and oh my god, it was like just a roller coaster. I was so scared. My hands were shaking, my heart was pounding out of my chest. And then I remembered that Antigua is surrounded by 3 very active volcanoes. And I was like, well, is this an earthquake or is this an eruption? And then my head stupidly went straight to Pompeii. But after I'd calmed down, I remembered that Guatemala is actually on the ring of fire, and the seismic activity here is just crazy. Antigua in particular has had some devastating earthquakes in the past, including one in 1773, which was so bad that the capital, that was then Antigua, was moved to Guatemala City. Now I just wanted to quickly stop here to show you Agua Volcano. It's absolutely massive. It's an active volcano, and wherever you are in Antigua, you can see it. Now, it's clouded over today, sod's law, but fingers crossed this afternoon it clears up so I can share some footage with you when it's a bit more sunnier. Roads lead to Central Park. This is the life and the heart of Antigua, and right across the road is the San Jose Cathedral. San Jose Cathedral was built in 1545, but they didn't really get serious about it until 1670, when they conscripted Mayans to build a cathedral worthy of the capital city. So imagine altars inlaid with mother of pearl, silver, ivory, a huge dome, walls covered with art from the best European and colonial artists, and the central chamber measured 20 by 90 meters. So this place was massive. It was the epitome of extravagance. I've come to El Rinco Típico for lunch. It's a favorite amongst locals and travelers alike. And I've ordered quite a traditional Guatemalan meal called papillon. It's like a really rich stew with chicken, potatoes, rice, and it comes with tortillas, and it's just tastes so meaty. It's delicious. I've had this like every day since I've been here. Not being one to skip the opportunity to dig into some chocolate, despite being full of papillon, I stopped by the Choco Museum located opposite Central Park. Guatemala is often called the birthplace of chocolate, where the ancient Mayans considered cacao a gift from the gods. The colonial architecture of Antigua is really quite unique to me. The roads are kind of lined with these long brick walls on each side, and there's not very many windows, so you expect it to be quite dark and almost musty inside each building. But then you take a little peek through a door and you see these amazing courtyards that are like sun traps with beautiful flowers and fountains. It's like peeping into something almost magical. My Airbnb where I'm staying actually has one of these courtyards, so I'm about to go home and have a siesta now, so I'll show you what it looks like. Welcome to my Airbnb. So you walk through the front door and you get to the first lounge room. Yes, I said first lounge room. This place is huge. It's got 2 of them and I have it all to myself. Through here is the courtyard I was telling you about. So this is quite a traditionally laid out Antigua home where all of the rooms are surrounding the central courtyard. And I got this place for a steal. I contacted the Airbnb owner the day before and I said, listen, I'll check in tomorrow. I'll stay for 2 weeks. You haven't got anybody else booked in. What's the best deal you can do for me? And I got it for 40% off. So that's a great tip if you're booking last minute. There's no harm in asking. And then up here really makes me wish I had some friends to travel with. But the best bit is here. That is Mount Antigua Volcano. I'm so glad the clouds cleared up so you could see it properly. At sunset, head to Cerro de la Cruz for the most stunning view of Antigua. I'm on my way to hike Pacaya Volcano, standing at over 2,200 meters high and erupting just a few months prior to my arrival. I have to say, this is my most formidable hike to date. The car ride here, it was 1 hour and it was so windy and the driver just pelted around all the corners and I felt really, really crazy. So when we got to the base of Pacaya, I opted to take a horse. I feel a bit silly, but ultimately I think it's the smart thing to do because it's a steady incline up the hill for about 2 hours. And you know, the increase in altitude as well, and the fact that I just threw up because of that bloody car ride. I think taking a horse was a good idea. I don't feel so silly now because there's more people on horses. Yay! The horses and their owners follow the group up the mountain because they know that people are gonna need them. I think it's mostly the increase in altitude can really mess with even the fittest of people. So I'm just happy I don't look silly anymore. The last hour of incline must be taken by foot as the igneous rock is unsuitable for horses. And as I soon realised, Vans. So make sure to wear proper hiking boots. Surprisingly, near the top of the volcano is a gift shop where you can buy local crafted jewellery made from lava rocks. And there it is, the peak of Pacaya Volcano. Formidable is an understatement. If you enjoyed this vlog, please leave a like and make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications so you don't miss my next vlog as I continue my travels through Central America.